This plant has a rather thick stem and prickly leaves.
It appears that the leaves are slightly toxic. I would not recommend touching it for an extended amount of time, Captain.
This large fern has a rather thick stem and prickly leaves.
It would appear that the plant secretes a chemical that is a natural repellent to the creature. It has retreated far downstream, Captain.
Darkness leading into the unknown. Darkness leading into the unknown. Darkness leading into the unknown. They appear to be ordinary rocks. Spock's tricorder might say otherwise.
Fascinating. These rocks are limestone, but contain an unusually high content of heavy metals. There are dilithium crystals here, but in a very raw form. This appears to be a formation of raw dilithium crystals, Captain.
You will need something to pry it loose. You have one dilithium crystal in raw form.
Captain, have we done something wrong? Captain, have we done something wrong?
I watched as you worked through the problems I set in your path. You are a valiant, intelligent species. Please sit down. We have much to discuss.
I've had it up to here with so-called superior beings terrorizing my crew because we're so primitive. Maybe you should see how primitive you are before you go around testing others. One thing first, if you're so peaceful, how come the Aztecs were so violent and aggressive? Yes, I guess we do. Go on. One thing first, if you're...
I tried to teach them the concept of self-sacrifice. It would appear they did not completely understand my teachings. You are clearly not the liars I thought you to be. Were you telling me the truth about my disciples? That they became ruthless savages?
The Federation is not in the business of lying, mister. Absolutely. Your best intentions were changed by the imperfect humans that you left in charge after you departed. Such is the way of our race, I'm afraid. You messed up in a big way. Perhaps you should try following the Prime Directive. It changed our lives. The Federation is absolutely. Your best intentions were...
I sense truth in this. Perhaps this is what happened to my children on the Klingon world of Rakur, which would explain why they are searching for me. I have clearly abused the power that was given me long ago.
You show great wisdom, sir, but your statement implies that you wish to change your condition.
Indeed. If my mission of peace was overthrown, then I am no longer worthy of my power. Tell me, has your species made progress in the medical arts?
We're a technologically advanced starfaring race. What do you think? That we wouldn't have made progress in medicine? With Dr. McCoy, I sometimes wonder, but yes, I would say we have made considerable advances. Yes, why do you ask? With Dr. McCoy, I sometimes wonder, but yes, I would say we have made considerable advances.
Then I shall ask to make use of your advances. At the top of my spine is a gland not found in your species. This is the seat of my power. I wish you to remove it, thereby making me immortal.
Jim, I'll try, but the physiology is completely alien.
You've got to do it, Bones. If the Klingons realize he's no longer a threat to them, perhaps we can avoid a war. Scotty, 5 to beam up.
Captain, 3 Klingon heavy battle cruisers have just entered the system. Admiral Kenka is hailing us, sir.
Federation starship, this is Admiral Vlik Kinka of the Clearta. You harbor a criminal who has caused the destruction of the entire population of Hrak-Kor. We are not prepared to negotiate. You will proceed to Hrak-Kor, where a court of Klingon justice will be convened. If you refuse, we shall destroy you.
Admiral Vlick, the criminal of whom you speak is in the middle of a very delicate medical procedure. He cannot be handed over to anyone at this time. I cannot believe Quetzalcoatl's mission to Hrak-Kor would cause the deaths of the entire planet. Since when do Klingons give orders to Federation officers, Admiral? I realize it's difficult for a Klingon, but don't be a fool. Admiral Vlicht, the criminal of whom you speak, I cannot believe Quetzalcoatl's mission to Hrak-Kor would cause the deaths of the entire planet.
His attempt to corrupt the Empire with his philosophy led to the destruction of all life on Hrak-Kor.
How could a philosophy of peace and non-violence cause the destruction of all life on Hrak-Kor?
Hrak-Kor has been governed by my family for generations, but even they were corrupted by him. It was a matter of honor that his lies had to be silenced, no matter what the cost.
My God, you killed your own people just because they acquired a philosophy that you disagreed with? So you killed them, your own family. You were responsible for their deaths, not Quetzalcoatl. You murdered them. You're insane. Tell me, how much do your commanders know about what you did? Or do you need to kill Quetzalcoatl to hide your own deeds? My God, you killed your own people just because they acquired a philosophy. So you killed them. Your own...
It was that creature's fault. Had he not interfered in our affairs, the people of Hrak-Kor would be alive. Clearly, he is responsible.
Message from Starfleet Command.
I'll argue this with you later, Vlicht.
Contact your superiors, Kirk. You may be surprised.
I have bad news, Captain. The Organians have ruled that Quetzalcoatl's interference in Klingon affairs renders him subject to Klingon law. You are to turn your prisoner over to them at Hrak-Kor. Klingon law will permit you to observe or aid in his defense. But be very careful, Jim. Starfleet out.
Captain, you cannot turn him over to those butchers. That would be murder.
We have no choice, Scotty. I'm afraid Quetzalcoatl has a date with Klingon justice. Set course for Hrak-Kor, Mr. Chekhov. Captain's log. We have come to the ruined Klingon planet of Hrak-Kor to deliver our guest, the mythical entity Quetzalcoatl, to a Klingon court. Dr. McCoy, Mr. Spock, and Ensign Benny and I have been granted permission by the Organians to witness this trial, which I expect to be a travesty of any meaningful definition of justice. Spock, come with me. Mr. Scott, you have the comm.
The prisoner and his witnesses will stand forth, so the trial may begin.
You look but see nothing of note. You look but see nothing of note. This city was destroyed by heavy bombardment and intense doses of neutrino rays that killed all known forms of life on this planet. Admiral Vlicht, commander of the Klingon flagship Clerta. A Klingon guard. A big Klingon guard. A big Klingon guard with his disruptor ready to fire on anyone who gives him trouble. This is the famous seal of the Klingon Empire. This bench is marked with the symbol of the Klingon Court of High Justice, the two triangles of words and blood linked together. Admiral Vlicht, commander of the Klingon flagship Clerta. You look but see nothing of note. James T. Kirk, trapped in a situation he cannot win, forced to watch a travesty of justice. Or is he? Your newfound friend looks rather frightened right now, and you don't blame him. Mr. Spock looks stoically at the Klingon bench, Expecting to win this case would be illogical. Ensign Benny stares around the Klingon court, distrusting everything he sees. Dr. McCoy glares angrily at Kirk. It is obvious he does not like seeing his patient handed over to the Klingons.
How amusing. Federation weaklings.
Who are you calling a weakling? I've had tougher girlfriends than you, pal!
Ensign.
But I did, sir. Lieutenant Hildebrandt is a third dan in karate. Toughest fighter I've ever known.
You will act with the discipline of a Federation officer, Ensign, or you will return to the Enterprise. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, sir.
You will not speak unless the court request it, Kirk.
He doesn't seem to be in a talkative mood right now.
I'm frightened, Captain. But if I am to die, then I shall die well.
Captain, I estimate the odds of this court acquitting Quetzalcoatl at 0.086%.
Awaiting your orders, sir.
I've got nothing to say to you, Jim.